Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. So my name is Alison. I am a certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with singles to help them get through heartbreak or the frustration of the dating scene so that they can find the partner that they deserve. I would really appreciate it, guys, if you could go ahead and share this live stream with anyone who you think can benefit from the information, from the gems that are about to be dropped. I really, really, really would appreciate that. Okay. So first things first, if you are new to my page, you may not know that I have a bachelor's degree in education, a master's degree in counseling, a master's degree extension in mental health counseling, and I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. And this is not in an effort to brag, but it's in an effort to share with you guys that if you are going to take the guidance, take the gems, take the jewels, take the support from any or everybody, then you need to be very particular about who you're getting it from. Now, just because someone is formally educated, it doesn't mean that they have all the answers, but I preach to my clients that they need to vet, they need to ask the right questions. They have to make sure that whoever they're going out on dates with, they are who they say that they are. So I want to make sure that I vet myself to you and let you know who I am. All right. So every Wednesday around this time, 6 p.m. Eastern, I do this live Q&A. And how it works is that I collect questions here in my stories 24 hours before. So starting around, sorry for the ring, starting around this time on Tuesdays, I put it in my stories, and then you guys then drop your questions in. If I have time, which I never do, I then take some of the questions that may be placed in the queue. And recently, about 2 weeks ago, I started taking at least one question live. So if there is anyone who would like for me to invite you on to the live so you can ask your question directly, then I would be more than happy to do so once you seem like a real person, because I don't need anybody joining my live looking crazy. Okay, so I actually have a session in 55 minutes with one of my newest groups, so I need to jump right into this right here. So let us jump right into this right here. Welcome everybody who's joining. Key Desires, Revolutionary Soul, welcome to the land of love. Sweet Kia, Goldie, Clifton, Island Media Group, welcome. Ria, everybody, Sash, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, beautiful people. So the first question is, my crush told me that he has a prospect and that he doesn't want to keep wasting my time. He keeps texting. My crush told me that he has a prospect and that he doesn't want to waste my time. He keeps texting. I'm not really sure what the question is. I assume the question is, should she text him back? I assume that's the question. So this gentleman told you that he has another prospect. There's someone else that he's seeing and he doesn't want to waste your time, which means that he is telling you he is unwilling to commit to you because he's seeing somebody else, right? Or has the opportunity to see somebody else. You have to decide what you want. What are you looking for? If you're looking for a committed relationship, then this gentleman has made it very clear to you that he's either unwilling or unable to deliver. I am thankful that he has made it clear to you that he's either unwilling or unable to deliver, and I hope that you appreciate his honesty too. A lot of people, especially women, complain and say that men are not transparent in what they want from them. I think that they are, and I think that women aren't listening. This guy said that he has another prospect and he doesn't want you to waste your time. So what do you do in return? You ask me a question. And not that I'm not here to answer your question, and this is not an effort to make you feel bad. This is an effort to drill home a point to you. When someone tells you something, you believe them. He said he doesn't want to waste your time. Unless you're looking for your time to be wasted, you already know what to do. Maybe you want to hear it from me, so I'm going to tell you. Move on. He has made it abundantly clear that he is not in a position to commit to you. He has another prospect. Good for him, as you should have additional prospects too, and you need to start seeing those prospects. This gentleman has been kind enough to tell us to our faces, like he told me, to our faces that, so you're going to believe him and you're going to move on accordingly. Okay, this was an easy one. Next question. What is the first step of letting go? What is the first step of letting go? The first step is to click the link in my bio to check out the free training from Breakup to Boot Up, where I talk for 2 hours about how you move on. You're then going to download my free ebook, Move On. You're going to read that. That's going to give you 5 steps on how to move on. Then if you choose, you can purchase an additional 3-hour training on how to move on. And if you're still reeling, you're going to click the link in my bio and you're going to join one of my coaching programs. That's what you're going to do. Because I've outlined it so many times, it's all available for you. All you have to do is click the link in my bio. And I literally have 5 hours total plus an ebook that will cost you $10 in total for all of that. 5 hours of training and an ebook on all how to move on. Take advantage of the resources. If you still need more, then you invest in coaching. But for right now, free $99, $9.99, and then a G. Okay? So try to figure out what you can do on your own first. Next question. Is it okay for the woman to approach or pursue the guy? Is it okay for the woman to approach or pursue the guy? Approach, yes. I am a proponent of introducing yourself to people in circles. I am a proponent of introducing yourself to someone that you deem as attractive and saying hello and greetings. Sure. Pursue is not the same thing as approach. I am not a proponent of pursuing a man. I am of the belief that if a gentleman is interested in you, after he sees you, because maybe he didn't see you, so I'm going to do the initial, right, introduction. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Are you new to this neighborhood? Have you been here before? You're having the eggs. I'm having the French toast, whatever, right? Have a conversation. I'm not pursuing anybody, nor am I recommending any woman to do so. I understand that we're about to be in 2022. I understand that gender roles are not in place as they used to be, but there are some lines that I'm going to draw. And one of the lines that I would draw for myself, if I were single, which I'm not, but I do draw for my clients, and I'm drawing for everyone who's listening to this live stream, that's where I'm going to draw the line. I don't mind approach. Pursue is crossing the line para mí. So I am Heather J says the introduction, yes, but the pursue is too much. Yeah, we're not pursuing. Sweet, I don't want to say Kia because it's not Kia, but sweet Kiki? For me, nope, nada. All right. So yeah, that to me is doing too much. But approaching, there's nothing wrong with that. And that includes online too. That includes virtually too. There's nothing wrong with you being on a dating profile and you saying, hi, good afternoon, how are you? My name is blank. There's nothing wrong with you sending a message, a DM. There's nothing wrong with that. Pursuing, right? Like I sent you one message I'm not sending two. I'm just not. Like I'm not pursuing. Pursuing is not for me. I love this question. I agree that you shouldn't pursue. Approach is cool. And I believe this is from a gentleman. So there you go. Okay. Next question. Alison, I was the one who asked about current partner having pics of ex. And when I asked to delete, he did it right then and there. Thank you for your insight. Aw. So last week, you guys may have not been on the live or watched it, but there was someone who asked about or shared that she was uncomfortable about her ex having photos in his phone. And I said, guys, we're making this way more complicated than what it needs to be. Way more complicated. Simply ask. She said he did it right then and there. And again, us making communication so much more complicated, it just makes things more complicated than what they need to be. You have a problem, you voice it with respect, you anticipate that they should remedy it. If they don't, then we have another conversation to have, right? But these things don't have to be as hard as we make them. So I'm glad that worked out for you. The best way to tell a guy you're celibate, especially when sex is discussed. What's the best way to tell a guy you're celibate, especially when sex is discussed? I think that's an excellent question because I get this question a lot, and I have some of my clients who are celibate, and they always ask, how do I broach, is that the term, broach? The conversation around celibacy. So this is what my recommendation is. I am not a believer in wasting anyone's time. Man, woman, child, I don't care what the circumstances are, right? Like, I don't like wasting people's time. And sex for many people are deal breakers, right? Like, willingness to have sex, how quickly you're willing to have sex will be a deal breaker. And I think that that's fair. And I respect their right to decide what's a deal breaker for them. Now, what I would say, however, is that I'm not going to be sharing this information with every single person I date. So if I were this particular woman and I'm having conversations with gentlemen on apps, or I'm having conversations with gentlemen at brunch or at the bar or Top Golf or pool or whatever it is, I'm not just sharing this with any old body. My recommendation would be to share this information around date 2, date 3. And this is why. 1, it's not your business if you haven't taken me out on a date. Like, again, I'm not just spreading all of my personal feelings, beliefs, and desires with every single man who ever walks up to me to say hello. That's just not your business, right? On the flip side, I also don't want a gentleman to be investing hundreds of dollars potentially if we're going on date after date after date, if sex is a deal breaker for him. So in all fairness, because the world doesn't revolve around me, but at the same time, I'm also not sharing all of my personal information off the rip, I think it's fair for you to share with someone that you're dating, date 2 or date 3, that you are celibate. And you're going to explain why, and you're going to explain perhaps if there's any flexibility in that, right? Because my understanding, and I could be wrong, is celibacy is not having sex until you're married. For some people, it might be engagement. So if that's what your limitation is, it is what it is. But I'm not telling you as soon as I meet you. I'm not telling you even in conversations before we go out. If you haven't invested in me to offer me a date and to go out with me and to pay for said date, then I'm not sharing willy-nilly. However, I'm not going to wait until date 5, date 7, 3 weeks, 7 weeks, 12 weeks, a year. I'm also not going to wait forever to share, because I do think that that person has a right to know what your boundaries are, because they may violate his or hers. In this case, his. Is that fair? Does that make sense? I'm not seeing a lot of feedback in the comments, so I'm feeling like y'all are disagreeing, which is perfectly okay. I want to hear from you. Please let me know what your thoughts, what your feelings are around any of the questions that are presented this evening. Okay? Okay. Quick commercial break. I want to thank Wellington Event Rentals, the Snap Sniper, and Jappa Black for purchasing a badge. And special shout out to Instagram for giving me my badges back. For some reason, they disappeared, and I appreciate that. Love says that makes sense. Ness says I agree. Rachel says I agree. Joseph says I agree. Okay, I have gentlemen who are agreeing. I appreciate that. Sweet Lady D91 says that makes absolute sense. Good answer. Second date. I think that that's fair. I'm not going to waste your time. However, at the same time, I'm not going to tell you just immediately. Okay? Excelente. So I get this question all the time. All the time. All the time. What are the best dating apps? What are the best dating apps? So the quick answer is, when you're done with watching me on the live, because I'm done, right? Because I got to go when I got to go. Then you're going to check out my profile. On the top of my profile, I have highlights. One of the highlights says FAQs, frequently asked questions. And I think that's like question 1 or 2. And I am going to say what I say there. I'm going to say it here too, just in case you forget and whatever, right? So there are no hard and fast answers to this question. I get this question all the time. It is literally the number 1 question that I get. What are the best dating apps? Number 1 question. And I'm telling you now, there are no hard and fast answers. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what are you looking for? You know, that's my number 1 question. That's what I always say. What are you looking for? If you're looking for a hookup, that's cool. You have that right. Once you're protecting yourself and protecting the community, there are apps for that. If you're looking for a long-term committed relationship, there are apps for that. I'm going to tell you to Google it. That's my answer. Google it. Google which apps are the ones that have results statistically. Match has statistics around it. Hinge has statistics around how many people connect, how long they last, who's engaged, who's married, things of that nature. Coffee Meets Bagel, eHarmony, Cupid, all of them. So you can Google this and find it out. That's number 1. But more specifically, what I tell my clients to do is to Google the top 10 dating apps in your city. Because the top 10 dating app in Miami is not the same one that's in Austin. It's not the same one that's in LA. It's not the same one that's in Vancouver. It's not the same one that's in Paris. You need to Google the top 10 dating apps in your city. Now, after you Google that, you're going to click and read why they rated it that way. Because what does top 10 mean? Does top 10 mean that they have the most weddings? Does top 10 mean that they have the most profiles? Like, what does that mean? Now, y'all might be thinking, all right, Allison, you're doing too much. Like, why do I have to Google all this? Like, it's not that serious. Well, guess what? This is your life. It is that serious. It is that serious. You Googled what the menu was going to be at the restaurant that you're going out next weekend. You Googled what the rating was on these shoes that you were buying because you want to see how comfortable they are. You Googled who won the NBA playoffs in 1997 because you were arguing with one of your junior high school buddies. We Google things that matter to us all the time. So if partnership matters to you, right, and you need to find the best source of information, then you need to Google it. Google the top 10 dating apps in your city. Read the little rinky-dink article that comes along with it that describes what rating system they used, right? And then you're going to decide from this. So now you have your top 10. From your top 10, you're not going to create 10 profiles. That's impractical. I tell my clients that you create 3 profiles on 3 different apps, and then you play around with the apps and you decide which one you just like the fluidity, you like the functionality, right? And then from there, you choose 2. Any more than 2 apps on your page or on your phone, you're not going to be active in. Then you're going to say dating apps don't work. No, dating apps don't work because you didn't work it. Or dating apps don't work because you didn't create the profile the way that I've told you to. Go ahead and listen to my other live streams for absolutely the free, and you will find it. Pay $37 for Dating 101 that gives a 3-hour breakdown on how to create this stuff. Whatever floats your boat, and create your profile that's going to maximize the amount of potential solid mates that you may meet. Are you going to meet some stragglers? Are you going to meet some weirdos? Absolutely. Just like you met stragglers and weirdos in a street. This whole idea of dating apps don't work is ridiculous. It's impractical. It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. Oh, I had a bad experience on the dating apps, and so I don't like the dating apps. You had a bad experience in reality. And maybe that's why you follow me. So are you going to tell me that I'm never going to date someone that I meet on the street, at the train, at the gym, at the whatever, in reality, because you had a bad experience? You would never tell me that. So don't tell me that you had 2 or 3 bad experiences on a dating app, and so dating apps are the problem. Dating apps aren't the problem. Your ability to vet people is the problem. Your ability to pick up on cues is the problem. Your ability to listen when they tell you things like, what was the question? He told me that he had a prospect and that he doesn't want to waste my time. You need to listen, right? When they are love bombing you and tell you that they love you and they only know you for a couple of days, listen to that, right? When they are MIA and you can't find them for days, listen to that. It's not about, I had a few bad experiences on a dating app, so the dating app is the problem, because there are some millions of people who have great experiences. One of my friends, Deanne, met her boo, I shouldn't even say boo, her fiance that she's marrying in 7 months off of a dating app. One of my clients met, and she's getting married September 3rd. She met her fiance that she's getting married in 9 months on Match. Another one of my clients met her fiance. She getting married on Thursday. Stop saying that dating apps are the problem. Your profile is the problem. Your attitude is the problem. Your mindset is the problem. Your negative Nancy belief system is the problem. Your limited belief system is the problem. Your belief that you're not worthy is the problem. Your belief that no one else is worthy of you is the problem. Let's keep it funky. Your inability or your resistance to, you're not unable, you're resistant. Your resistance to reaching out for help is the problem. You don't want to go to therapy. Ain't nothing wrong with you. But your mother left you, your father left you, your uncle molested you, you've been cheated on, you've been left, somebody burned you, right? Emotionally and medically. But ain't nothing wrong with you, and it's everybody else. Now, I'm not saying all y'all. I'm dragging it. I'm giving you examples, right? You've been hurt, you've been raped, you've been molested, you've been torn down, they done called you ugly, they done called you stupid your whole life. Never met your dad, your mom's on drugs. Every man you've been with has played you. The last man had sex with you, dropped you. Whatever the story is. We've all been through some version of that, some more extreme than others. But it's everybody else and it's not you. It's not the dating apps. It's not the sucky profiles. Some of it has to do with your resistance to listening. Some of it has to do with your resistance to investing in a therapist. Some of it has to do with your resistance to listening to your friends who are in the positions you want to be in, but you say, oh no, they just lucky, that's why. Oh, that's why she has a husband who adores her because she's lucky. His wife, she I don't know what you call it, kisses his feet because, they met since high school and she's old school. She was raised by her grandmother. That's why he got a good wife. It has nothing to do with your hurt and your pain that hasn't been healed and hasn't been processed. Your inability to invest in yourself, your inability to be reflective. Nothing to do with that. It's the dating apps, y'all. That's the real devil. Nothing to do with you. On that note, we're going to move on to the next question. Well, the first question was, which dating apps are the right apps? I want you to check out my profile. In my highlights, I gave a wonderful synopsis of the preach that I just gave just now, okay? Which is Google it. Google the top 10 in your city. Read why it's rated that way. Fix your profile. Check my profile, my Instagram profile, to figure out how to fix it. Check the free trainings to figure out how to fix it. If you still don't have a good enough answer, pay a little bit of money to figure out how to fix it. If you still don't have a good answer, hire somebody to help you. There are plenty of us. It ain't got to be me. You might just watch me for entertainment purposes, but you really need a coddler, and that's okay, because that's not me. Hire them. Figure it out. But stop with the excuses of it's the dating apps. It can't be all the dating apps all the time when there's so many other people who are super happy with a dating app, but you are the common denominator. That's what I learned in math class. That's what I learned in math class. I learned about common denominators. I also learned logic, which the kids aren't learning, and I don't appreciate that. P and Q. Y'all remember P and Q? Y'all my age? You remember P and Q? If-then statements? If it is raining, then I must wear my boots. If I'm wearing boots, that means it was raining. If everybody, not everybody, let me stop dragging it. If so many people are successful with finding mates on dating apps, and I am not, then therefore it's me and it's not the dating apps. Y'all remember P and Q? Please tell me y'all remember P and Q. You remember the truth table? Right? So we got to be practical in this, y'all. It can't be everybody else all the time. It can't be. Okay? Okay. Next question. What is the best advice you give to single moms who's looking to start dating? What's the best advice you give to single moms who's looking to start dating? Okay? There's a crazy delay on Instagram. I'm sorry, guys. I'm seeing all your comments about my P and Q. Thank you. I appreciate that because I know I'm not bugging. I am not good in math, but I remember, because what I am good is logical and reasonable, and I've been that way since childhood, that the best thing in math was logic. I love that table because it was English. It was English. I didn't have to solve for X. There was no systems of equations. It wasn't y equals mx plus b. It wasn't a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Pythagorean theorem, which we never used. Jokes on us, right? Slope, logic. Logic's my middle name, okay? So thank you for that. I know I wasn't bugging. Best advice you give to single moms. So this is what I tell moms, and that side was not shade to the moms. It was just me taking a side, okay? 2 pieces of advice that I offered. Simple, easy advice. Number 1, you need to find somebody who can watch your kid that you can trust. You cannot go out on dates if there's no one supervising your kid. Right? Logical, fair, reasonable, my middle name. So you need to have someone in your life who is going to be willing for free or for paid, who can watch your kid, because you can't go out unless it's someone who's supervising your kid first and you feel comfortable and safe with that. So secure your babysitter. Secure them. Okay, that's number 1. A piece of advice for securing a babysitter. What you may want to do, if you have another single mom friend, y'all can trade off. So you don't have to pay $1. You're going to watch her kids when she's out every Friday, and then you get the Saturdays every other weekend. Make it work. Like, partner as friends in this process of getting back into the dating scene. Watch each other's kids. But number 1, you need somebody to be watching the kids so that you can go and have fun and feel good that they're okay and they're safe. Right? That's my first piece of advice for moms. My second piece of advice for moms is going to be, whatever happened between you and dad, you need to resolve that before you get back into the dating scene. Whatever happened. And in most cases we hear they were so terrible and they left you and blah, blah, blah. And they had another baby on you. And I don't know and I don't care. Right? So I am not a therapist. I say that all the time. I am Alison. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. The difference between a coach and a therapist, and I have a therapist on here, my good friend Taylor's here, so she can clarify if I'm wrong. A therapist is going to go back into your past, and they're going to uproot what you've been through in order to come to a resolution so you can have a better today. That's my understanding of therapy, right? A coach, think of a coach, a business coach, a relationship coach, any kind of coach, like you would think of a sports coach. A sports coach is given the team that they have. That's the team. That's who tried out. My clients are who I have. That's who paid. That's who signed up. That's who's down for a transformation, right? So I have the athletes. I have my clients as they are right now, as they present, and I need to get them to playoffs. Playoffs meaning walking down the aisle. That's my playoffs. Everyone else's playoffs are going to be different. So I need to get them from point A to point B in the 6-month program that I have or the 3-month program that I have, depending on what you sign up for. I am not in a position to do a real deep dive on why you are the way that you are. That is what therapists do. Taylor says therapy is for past until now. Coach is for present to the future. So in my coaching program, we spend one session, I don't know any other languages, right? Singular, single. One session on the past. We don't stay in the past. That's just not what coaches do. So my recommendation has always been, and this is why I do discovery calls. Thank you for reminding me, beautiful people. I do discovery calls, and I do them for free. They're about to be $1, and I can get into that for another reason. But they're for free because I don't want anyone to sign up for my program who isn't ready. And let me tell you what I'm looking for when I have these discovery calls. 99% of the time, if I reject somebody from my program, is because they need therapy. 99% of the time, if I do the rejection of someone, it's because I know that I am not the professional for them. I have a master's degree in counseling. I have a master's degree extension in mental health counseling. I am not a mental health counselor. I am not a therapist, right? And so if I am able to uncover in a 15-minute call that you need therapy, you got to go to therapy. I say all this to say, because I kind of went off on a tangent, in regards to this woman who's asking, what advice do I give to single moms? After the practical piece of advice, which is make sure that you have somebody to watch your kids so you can go and have fun. If there are any issues that have not been resolved, and this is for everyone, not only mamas, but particularly mamas I'm thinking about because of daddies, right? And then there's the relationship between parents that are different from any other relationship you will ever have with anyone, even a married person, right? Like that kind of connection is unwavering. You need to resolve that. And that may happen before you get to me. It can happen while it's with me. But if you have deep-rooted, or me or any other coach, but if you have some deep-seated issues that need to be resolved, especially when it comes to dad, because this person potentially is going to be in your life for at minimum 18 years, maybe every weekend, every other weekend, depends on the circumstances, then you need to resolve that before you start trying to build a life with somebody else. Who wants to walk into mess? Nobody. Nobody wants to walk into a messy situation. So try your best to resolve whatever conflict you may have. It may be all good. I may be just talking out of turn. But whatever conflict you may have with Daddy Dearest, you need to work that out before you get back on the dating scene. So that at minimum, because you know anyone who's dating, especially if they don't have children, are going to have their reservations about dating a parent, mom or dad. At least you can present as me and dad are cool. We have a great parental relationship, co-parenting relationship, parallel parenting relationship, no beef. Please, at least deliver that because there are already enough complications dating as a parent. Okay? Okay. Next. How can you tell if a guy is being nice or he is shy? I'm not really sure how you could mix up the two. How can you tell if a guy is just being nice or is he shy? I feel like those characteristics are exclusive of each other. Like if someone's nice, they're nice to you, right? Like they do nice things for you. They smile, they're warm. If they're shy, they shy away. They don't really engage. So I figure those characteristics are kind of the opposite. So person who wrote that, maybe you want to give me some context in the DM, and I don't give advice via DM, but I will in this particular case because I just don't understand the question. Sorry, y'all. All right. What's the best way to navigate a relationship when each person has different sex drives? That's a good one. What's the best way to navigate a relationship when each person has different sex drives? Y'all might not like my answer. My answer is twofold. I'm going to go with one fold. I'm not going to go with two because y'all really wouldn't like my other answer. What I would recommend is that somebody's got to increase it, because the likelihood of the other person decreasing it is small to none. So I would highly recommend that if the person who has the lower libido is in a position to do so, medically or otherwise, that they should increase it. Because again, the likelihood of the person with the high sex drive decreasing theirs is slim to none. I'd like to know a little bit more about why the libido is low. Is there something related to your beliefs around your body? Do you not feel sexy? Is there something that you could do to increase that libido? Is there a pill? Is there a magic blue pill? Like, what can we do to increase it? Because, and I know, again, this isn't nice, I would be concerned the person who has the high libido is going to look to get their needs fulfilled elsewhere. And I know a lot of times cheating is not about sex, but I don't want it to be about sex because you couldn't meet this person where they were. I would figure out how I can increase mine. I know I saw somebody say compromise, and I know relationships are built on compromise. When it comes to sex, this is awkward as hell. If it were me, and I was the one with the low libido, I would figure out a way to increase it so that I can match my partner. If I'm the one with the high and he's the one with the low, then I'm going to find a way for him to increase it to match mine. I don't want to put my partner in a position where, and I know what you're going to say, oh, she or she should be loyal. I don't want to be the one who puts my partner in a position where they are thirsty for sex. It's one thing if someone's cheating because they don't feel fulfilled in other areas. I don't want to be the catalyst and you literally have sex with others because I literally would not have sex with you. I don't want to be that one. So I'm going to figure out a way to increase my libido to match. Now, if it's outrageous, I'm talking about 3 times a day, you know, you can't even function. Like, this person's an addict. That's a different story. They need help. But if it's considered relatively healthy, which they say, I believe in this day and age, 3 to 4 times a week, and of course that's going to depend on age, but nonetheless, you need to increase yours. Increase it. Okay. I see some people saying facts. I had this problem. My thoughts exactly. Increase it. I don't want to be the reason why you cheat on me. If you're going to cheat on me, it's because you're a jerk. Not because I couldn't deliver on what the average couple is doing in America in our age. You're not going to blame me. No. Okay. Someone asked thoughts on dating sites. I shared that. You guys know that I'm a huge proponent of it. Why would I not? I use apps for everything. I'm using an app to talk to you. I use an app to pay my bills. I use an app to order food. I use an app to do everything other than my hair. And I wish I could, because I definitely would just throw this thing in there and let it get done. So you already know how I feel about that. How can I date when I have no one to watch my kids? You can't. Find somebody to watch your kids. Pay somebody, beg somebody who you trust, switch off with your friends. You watch their kids this weekend, they watch your kids. You can't. You're definitely not having a stranger coming in your house. You can't do it. So figure out how to make it done, or figure out how to get it done, period. Okay? This one perplexed me. I saw when this one came in and I was perplexed. No, Ash, that's not the average every day. Not every day. That's not the expectation. Now, what different people do is their business. They say on average, the average American couple has sex 3 to 4 times a week, or they should. I think medically you should be something about 3 to 4 times a week. Y'all could Google it. Okay. Next one. Do you think it's okay to buy a Christmas gift for your mom, for your boo's mom, not your boyfriend yet, 8 months of dating? This is the one that I saw when it came in yesterday, and I was perplexed. Do you think it's okay to buy a Christmas gift for your boo's mom? Not boyfriend yet, 8 months dating. I wonder if you guys know where I'm going with this. I want to know, for my members of my community, the Land of Love, text the word ALIGN, ALIGN, to 2100. To 2100. And I want to know if y'all know where I'm about to go with this. Because if you're a part of my community, that means you've been on the lives. I see it rolling in. You've been on the lives. You've been on the trainings. You watched the free stuff. You might have got the paid stuff. Some of y'all, I'm reading it as it's coming in, and I'm so glad that we're on the same page. I'm so glad that we're on the same page. And if I cussed on here, which I try not to, even though I used to have a sailor's mouth, I've been working on it. If I cussed on here, this would be the one I would cuss about. So I'm not going to say nothing because my heart's racing. I'm just going to read the comments. 8 months dating, not your boyfriend, WTF. No, absolutely not. Not your boyfriend yet. Red flag on the 8 months of dating. 8 months? No. Red flag, should have been your boyfriend by then. I can't with your face. I can't help it. It's my face. God gave it to me. I can't help it. Oh, 8 months? 8 months? Sweetie, hell no, please. 8 months? No. Why that ain't your boyfriend yet? Oh, God. What the hell are you waiting for? Hell no. How is he your boo and not your boyfriend? 8 months. Time to go. How do you have a boo for 8 months? Sis, you're worried about the wrong thing. Don't worry about the gift, sweetie. How about the title? How you know his mama and he's not your man? I am going to completely disregard the first half of this question because I am not concerned about the Christmas gift to his mom's. I am only concerned about the fact that this person you've been dating and seeing, I imagine exclusively, only because you're willing to buy gifts. So then I would assume that you're not buying 3 and 4 and 5 different people's mother's gifts. So I imagine you've been seeing this guy exclusively for 8 months and he is either unwilling or unable to commit. That is what this question is. I don't give two nothings about nobody's Christmas gift, especially to their moms. I want to know, why is it that you've been seeing this man, presumably exclusively? I do not know that for a fact. I'm only assuming because you can't just be making it rain on everybody's moms. And y'all not in a committed relationship yet. If this person is unsure of you after 8 months of dating and he is not in a position to commit to you, then you need to end this relationship. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click the link in my bio. You're going to check out my free training from breakup to boot up so you can figure out how to move on from this guy as quickly as humanly possible because you done already wasted 8 months. Hopefully you learned your lesson. Then you're going to download the free ebook, Move On Sis. You're going to read that. That's 7 pages. You're going to take those things into action. Then, if you feel like you still need some more support, you're going to pay $9.97 for 3 more hours of training. You're going to try that out for a couple of weeks. And then for most people, you'll be fine. You'll start dating again. It's going to be end of January, and you're good. If you still need more support, you're going to click the link in my bio again after you tried all the free and low-cost stuff, and then we're going to get on the phone and talk about you joining my coaching program because you are bugging by dating this guy for 8 months and y'all don't have a commitment yet. And I say this lovingly. I'm not saying this in a way to attack or make anybody feel bad or to even for entertainment purposes. I'm doing this because I'm trying to drill home a point of you do not wait 8 months for someone to say that they're committed to you. What you need 8 months for? People engaged in 8 months. You could damn near make a baby and a whole human life in 8 months. What the hell you dating this guy for 8 months for and y'all not together yet? What you waiting on? What he waiting on? What are you waiting on and what is he waiting on? What you're waiting on is to blame this guy when he never commits because you're not paying attention to the telltale signs that this guy is not in a position to commit to you. Either commit or commit to you. Then you're going to go on dating apps, not work the apps and say dating apps don't work. then you're going to say that all these people ain't ish. And it's always everybody else. But this guy, you making joke. 3 months. 3 weeks, if you're Alison. 3 months. 3 days, if you're Alison. 3 months max. Yo, y'all gonna make my mother come out of me. Y'all making joke. Like 8 months, and this person is not in a position to commit to me, and you talking about buying gift? You got big money. We're not buying gift for nobody. You're not buying gifts. Buy me a gift because I saved your life. info@alignwithallison.com. Buy me a gift, please. Because you need to move on expeditiously. How long should you give a man? Is this the same chick? Oh no. How long should you give a man to fully commit? How much dating is too long? 8 months. That's how much is too long, okay? Weeks to months. I'm going to give 3 months. I'm going to give you 3 months to date and experience. 3 months is 12 weekends. That's 12 weekends of dating other people to decide. Now, I'm not talking to y'all folks. I got a lot of followers who are in their 20s. They found me from the shade room and I'm stuck with them. Sorry, I ain't talking to you if you're in your 20s. Maybe they need some more time. I'm talking to my people who's in their 30s, 40s, 50s is weeks, 60s is days. Okay, because I had a client at 67. Don't get it twisted. We looking for love no matter how old you are, right? 3 months. That's it. Anything more than that, party done. Okay? Good. Would you date or marry someone with different religious beliefs than you? Would you date or marry someone with different religious beliefs than you? Would I? No, I would not. Would someone else? I would believe that if your religion is important to you, I can't imagine you dating somebody else that has different religious beliefs than you. I just can't imagine. So I tell my clients that if your religion is important to you, then you shouldn't date someone who has a different belief system than you. Just like I don't believe you should date someone who has a different political affiliation. I think it's just too polarizing and problematic. If you're passionate about your belief system in any regard, any belief that you are passionate about, you should not. So what I do when I work with my clients, I have them outline their belief system. I have them outline their goals. I have them outline what their standards are. And if there's anyone who doesn't match them relatively close enough, then that means that this person's not an appropriate match for you. Compatibility matters. Compatibility, then chemistry. A lot of us are leading with chemistry. And then that's how we have all these beautiful babies and no commitment, and I'm not going to say broken homes. I feel like broken homes is a drag of a phrase, but homes that are led primarily with one parent. So we need to make sure that we're compatible. Do we have similar goals, values, and desires? And then from there, we can see if the chemistry exists. Okay? Okay. From there, how much time do I have? 14 minutes, and I have 3 minutes. Okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing good on time. Okay. How do I let a guy know I'm into him without scaring him away? How do I let a guy know I'm into him without scaring him away? Is he scary? Why are we concerned about this? Ladies, we can be upfront. We can have a conversation with the gentleman. We can be a bit flirtatious, giving him the impression that we're interested. Now, you know me, I'm extremely transparent. However, I don't have an expectation of a woman saying, I like you and I want to be with you. Like, that's not cute, and I'm not going to tell you to do that. However, you can do a little flirt. You introduce yourself, you ask him where he's from, what does he do, blah, blah, blah. You engage in conversation, and then do your little ha, 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 he, ki, ki, throw your hair, do a little flirtation. If you feel confident enough, you can ask him if he'd like to exchange numbers. If he says no or he hesitates, he's disinterested, you move on. Right? But you're not going to scare anybody away. You're not scary. And unless he's socially awkward, he's not scary either. Y'all make this a lot more dramatic than what it needs to be. A lot more dramatic than you're not going to scare anybody away. You grown, he grown, y'all grown together. He's had women who have come up to him to introduce themselves and maybe, I don't know, like pique some interest. It's happened. This is not the first time. He will not run. If he's disinterested, he will probably find a nice way to put it to you. You will be okay. Rejection will not kill you. No one has ever died of being rejected. No one. Okay? You will be okay. You introduce yourself. You do a little flirtation. If you want, you ask for a number, exchange numbers. If he's non-responsive or he's giving you big bro vibes and you talk, then you get the hint. He's not interested. It's okay. And you will move on to the next one who is better suited for you, who's interested in you. How many times have women rejected men? If I say thousands, that would be an underestimate of how many men I've rejected in my years since I've been 12 walking down Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, right? They were alive. No one died because I rejected them. You will be rejected. You will be okay. You will move on. You will live. Okay? 2 more questions, guys, and then I need to drink some water because I have a session in 11 minutes. Whoo, child. How do you ask someone how much do they make? And after how long should you ask? Okay, so this is what I advise. You never ask anybody how much money they make. That is rude as hell. That is inappropriate. I learned recently in Europe, you don't even ask someone what they do for a living. That's considered like uncouth in Europe, okay? Good thing is it's not uncouth here. You ask them what they do for a living. That is what you do. You ask them what they do for a living. And hopefully, if they got them a good city or state job, you can Google it, right? You can Google it. And you can kind of estimate he's a police officer for the last 7 years. She's a teacher 5 years in. She has a master's degree. You can Google it. But I would never ask someone how much they make. Yes, actually, I would Google it. Google the average salary for whoever's in that position, especially if they work for the city or state. It's easy. I believe there's a website you can actually type in someone's name if they work for a city or state agency and see what they made the last year. I don't know what the site is. I know for sure I've seen it for New York City. Oh, New York State. Never ask. Now, all right, let me not say never. I would ask my man, right? Like, if you're my whole man, I'd ask my man. If for men, you'd ask whoever you're seeing. But if we're dating, that's inappropriate. I absolutely would not ask someone how much money they make. I also would not ask their credit score. So my caring wish says I like to ask, oh, what industry are you in? Men tend to say what they do with that statement. Yeah, so I would never ask someone how much they make. Now, my friends know I'm extremely passionate about talking about money and transparency around money. So my friends can ask me and I'll tell them what my credit score is, how much my mortgage is, what percentage of the bills I pay, how much money I made last year. Like, I like to demystify money. I don't like all the stuff around money. However, this is a stranger and you don't want to be inappropriate. So absolutely not. I would not ask someone how much money they make. All right, guys, I have 9 minutes. So I have time to take one question. If there is anyone here who would like to come on live with me, share this screen with me. I want you to go ahead and click on the camera, the camcorder, like it's 1996, the camcorder with the cross in it, and go ahead and join us. If I recognize your name, I would be more than happy to share the screen with you. If I don't recognize your name, I'm going to be scaredy, and I'm not going to let you join because I don't know who the hell you are. But if I recognize you, because you've been a member of the Land of Love, you can come on in and you can ask your question live, and I'll be able to give you a little bit more depth behind whatever your question is. So again, I started this 2 weeks ago. I take my questions. Let me see if the story's still there because, sugarfoot, my iPad just died. It's all right. It's right on time. In my stories, Tuesday, the day before, through Wednesday, right, today is where you can put in your questions, and that's where I answer them. And then I like to take one person on at the end of the live if they have any questions that they don't mind sharing live, right? That will be saved and posted if you're just joining. Then please go ahead and feel free to do so. You would click on the camcorder that's right there at the bottom of the screen with the plus or the add or the whatever that is right there. And then you can click on it, join it, and then I would be more than happy to answer your question with some level of depth before I have to go. While we wait on that, for those who are just joining, maybe you're new to my page, my name is Alison. I'm a certified dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. I have absolutely free trainings. I mean, I have free trainings galore, y'all. Like, the amount of value that I give to the community is almost endless. Free trainings, free ebooks. I have a free, what do you call it? A panel discussion where I'm the host that I paid a lot of money to record. That's absolutely free. Go ahead and click the link in my bio once we're done with this, and you can check out the free stuff. Always check out the free stuff first. Vet it. Make sure that it's quality. Make sure that it's up to par before you invest in anybody or anything. From there, if you need a little bit more support, I have master classes and things of that nature. That's $10. What's $10? One coffee. Stop playing. If you need help to change your life, you start with the free, you go with the cheap, and then if you're still having difficulty, it's been weeks, it's been months, it's been years, how long you gonna wait? We're not gonna wait like our friend for 8 months to figure out that this ain't working, right? Then you're gonna click the link in my bio. You are gonna schedule a free call that's about to be $1 in a couple of days, because I had too many people doing no call, no shows. So I had to change my whole booking system from Calendly to Acuity, which means I have to charge everybody something. So I'm charging everybody a single $1 to book a call with me, a single $1 to see if they're a good fit for the program. And then if they don't show up, then they're being charged, because time is of the essence. My time is of the essence. And if you're not serious, that's A-okay. Check out the free stuff all day long. But what you're not going to do is waste any entrepreneur's time by booking a free call to talk about what they have to sell, because that's what it's about. Verifying if you have, or if I have what you need, and if you're a good fit. That's the purpose of a call. It's not a free session, right? Right? Okay. Don't do that to any entrepreneur. It's not right. That's my message. That's my message. That's my message. And I'm 10 toes down in that. Don't waste anybody's time unless you're serious. I have realtors on here. If you don't have your down payment ready, don't call them. Don't book stuff with people unless you're prepared to pull the trigger. Some of y'all may have only worked for someone, which is A-okay. So maybe you don't understand the inner working. So I'm teaching you now. Don't waste people's time. It's not cool. It's not cute. You check out the free, whatever you can afford, until you've realized that you still need more help, and then you'll figure out how to pay for it. And then you invest. Does that make sense? All right, beautiful people. I am going to run. I have 5 minutes to drink me some water. And then I have session number 3 with one of my groups, people who were ready to invest and they jumped out the window and they did it. And this is why they're meeting the success. I have a testimonial that I'm going to post tonight or tomorrow, depends, that literally brought tears to my eyes, and I'm a thug. Brought tears to my eyes, and I am a Brooklyn Caribbean thug, right? That I'm going to share with you. Everything is not all about walking down the aisle. Sometimes it's about healing so that you're prepared to move on to the next step of your life. And that's a testimony I'm going to share with y'all either tonight or tomorrow morning. I got to check out I'm trying to make a grid on my Instagram, y'all. Don't mind me. All right. Love y'all. Adios, amigos. And then I'm going to smile for my thumbnail, so bear with me. All right. Bye. Bye.